Imagine cooking a whole meal in just a fraction of the time. That's the power of a pressure cooker. But how does this sealed pot manage to cook food so quickly and efficiently? Today, let's break down the science, safety, and history behind the humble pressure cooker. First, what is a pressure cooker, really? A pressure cooker is a sealed pot that uses steam and water or liquid to cook food under high pressure. This trapped steam raises the pressure inside, which allows the boiling point of water to increase. That means the food cooks faster than it would at normal atmospheric pressure. But who came up with this cooking shortcut? Let's rewind to 1679. French physicist Denis Papin invented the steam digester, the ancestor of today's pressure cooker. Papin's idea was simple: trap steam to raise the boiling point, so food cooks faster. He showed off his invention to the Royal Society, impressing scientists across Europe. Papin's early steam digester faced issues with safety, as uncontrolled pressure sometimes caused dramatic explosions. To solve this, Papin introduced the first ever safety valve, a simple yet revolutionary addition to pressure technology. Fast forward nearly 2 centuries. In 1864, Georg Gutbrod in Germany began making pressure cookers from cast iron. Pressure cookers started to evolve, with heavier lids and thicker walls to handle increasing pressures safely. Still, the term pressure cooker didn't show up in everyday language until the early 1900s. By 1910, American inventor Zeno Crook was marketing aluminum pressure cookers for home kitchens, especially in high-altitude Colorado. Pressure cookers were a game changer in places where water boils at lower temperatures due to altitude. People in these communities celebrated the new technology for reliable cooking results. At the same time, pressure cookers made it possible to sterilize foods in jars for preserving, boosting food safety. By 1918, it turned out the idea was already over 200 years old. Meanwhile, in Spain, José Alex Martinez patented the Olla Express in 1918. Martinez even wrote a cookbook with 360 recipes for the pressure cooker in 1924. Home cooks embraced pressure cooking for its versatility and time savings. By the 1930s, pressure cookers became popular with mountaineers and home cooks alike. Mount Everest climbers took them along to cook meals at high altitudes. Pressure cookers allowed explorers and scientists to prepare warm meals in the harshest environments. The 1939 World's Fair in New York featured pressure cookers as the latest innovation. Their popularity surged after the fair, leading to mass production and new designs. So, what's happening inside a pressure cooker when you use it? When you heat water in a sealed pressure cooker, it turns into steam and can't escape. This trapped steam boosts the pressure inside up to double the normal atmospheric pressure. Now, water boils at about 120 degrees Celsius or 250 degrees Fahrenheit instead of the usual 100 degrees Celsius or 212 degrees Fahrenheit. This superheated environment means food cooks much faster, using less energy. Pressure cookers retain more nutrients than regular boiling because cooking times are shorter and less water is used. For example, something that normally takes an hour can be ready in 15 to 30 minutes. The pressure cooker is like a kitchen pressure chamber, making your food hot, steamy, and juicy in record time. So what foods can you actually cook in a pressure cooker? Pretty much anything you'd cook with steam or water. Soups, beans, rice, stews, tough meats, even desserts. Pressure cookers are especially loved for their ability to transform cheap, tough cuts of meat into fork-tender meals. The sealed environment also means your stews are richer, your beans creamier, and your broths more flavorful. But aren't pressure cookers dangerous? Modern pressure cookers come packed with several safety features to prevent accidents. For example, safety locks prevent you from opening the lid until all the pressure is gone. Pressure is released slowly after cooking, so you can open it safely. A backup valve activates if too much pressure builds up, preventing dangerous accidents. Thanks to these features, modern pressure cookers are extremely safe, with explosions being very rare. Still, some people are nervous about using them, especially because of stories about old cookers rattling and hissing. Early pressure cookers in the mid-20th century had limited safety features and often made loud noises as steam vented from the jiggler valve. Back in 1950, over a third of U.S. households owned at least one pressure cooker. But by 2011, that number dropped to just 20%. Some of that drop is because of fear, but microwaves and new appliances also changed kitchen habits. Let's look closer at the 3 generations of pressure cookers. The first generation, sometimes called old type or jiggler cookers, had a weighted valve that rattled and let out steam. They usually had only one pressure setting, but newer versions let you adjust the weight for different pressures. Most modern first-gen cookers now add safety features, like a lock to prevent opening when still pressurized. Second-generation cookers use a spring-loaded valve, usually hidden, and can offer multiple pressure options. Many of these don't vent steam during cooking. They just display the pressure level with an indicator. Some models let you change the setting mid-cooking with a dial, controlling the pressure precisely. If things get too hot, these cookers can safely vent excess steam as a backup. Third-generation cookers are electric. These were introduced in 1991. Electric cookers control heat automatically and use a spring-loaded valve, making them safer and easier to use. Most don't release steam during cooking. They seal it in, making them very quiet. An added timer helps with accuracy and convenience. Some have delayed start, so your meal can be ready when you walk in the door. The smartest third-gen cookers offer preset programs for everything from meat, rice, beans, to yogurt. Many electric pressure cookers today are called multicookers, with functions like sauté, slow cook, steam, and more. Some even make yogurt, boil eggs, or act as rice cookers and stockpot warmers. Starting in 2018, some multi-cookers can even air fry food, thanks to 2 separate lids, one for pressure, one for air frying. This means you can have crispy chicken or fries without ever heating up your oven. Smart sensors and microprocessors now monitor pressure and temperature, automatically adjusting for perfect results every time. But how does all this science actually work inside the pot? At normal pressure, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. But in a pressure cooker, increased pressure raises that boiling point. As the water boils and turns to steam, the pressure climbs, pushing the temperature higher. Excess heat is used to heat the food, not lost to the air, making the process super efficient. The actual relationship between pressure and temperature can be described by the ideal gas law. In simple terms, raising the pressure raises the temperature, and that means faster cooking times. Don't worry, you don't need a science degree. Just remember, higher pressure means higher temperature and faster cooking. So, if you want to save time, energy, and keep food juicy, a pressure cooker is your ally. Here's a quick example: making dried beans. Traditionally, beans take hours to cook. With a pressure cooker, about 30 minutes. Tough cuts of meat become tender in under an hour using the power of pressure. You can even make cheesecake or steamed puddings. The pressure cooker is that versatile. Pressure cookers are also great for canning low-acid foods, protecting against spoilage and botulism. To use a pressure cooker safely, always add enough liquid, don't overfill, and check the seals. For best results, cut ingredients to uniform size to ensure even cooking under pressure. Use the right amount of liquid. Usually 1 to 2 cups is enough for most recipes. After cooking, release the pressure, either naturally or with the quick release valve, before opening the lid. Natural pressure release lets the pressure drop on its own, while quick release lets you vent quickly for faster results. Modern pressure cookers make this process simple, safe, and mostly foolproof. Regularly cleaning the gasket and making sure vents aren't blocked leads to reliable, safe cooking every time. In summary, pressure cookers use science and technology to make meals faster, tastier, and more efficient. With new safety features, presets, and even air fry options, there's never been a better time to try one. Pressure cookers have moved from the laboratory to the dinner table, from explorers packs to modern kitchens. If you want delicious meals in record time and with less energy, the humble pressure cooker might just be your next favorite tool. So next time you're in the kitchen, remember, it's not just a pot. It's a pressure-powered cooking revolution.